that I need a day off, and he wholeheartedly agreed. So I'll copy ON8EI WA3O.
Very good, and I've brought the beam up towards your location. Whiskey Alpha 3 Ocean, Oscar November 8 Echo India 5959 and sounding very loud. Over.
Yeah, you're 5 and 9 as well. I wanted to try this anyways. With your suggestion, and I had one, and I was going to do this anyways. But I have a foot pedal. On the Hermes Light now. So I wonder if there's any noise or buzzing or anything like this. Still just running the D104 head and a little bit over a kilowatt, 1,046 watts. Cold and chilly here as well, and a little bit of snow on the grass. ON8EI WA3O.
Yeah, Roger. Well, the foot pedal is doing a great job. No noise, no buzzes, hisses, or pops. And you're 5 and 9, as said, Mike. And I'm using the light switch. I don't know if you've ever seen that system. I'll send you a photo of the 2 light switches. Over.
Yeah, very good. Well, I was surprised to hear you. I just happened to tune across 40 and then went on 20, and was surprised to hear you. And then very surprised to hear you on the and not on your favorite little radio. Hi. So very good, John. Yep. Let's see. 3:11 a.m. The dog got me up, and of course has to go outside to do his business. And then I figured, well, I don't have to go into work, so let me see what's on the radio. I haven't been on. I worked 12 hours yesterday, and then I went into work. I came home 1 or 2 o'clock, and they had some stuff for me to do, so I went back for an hour or two, and then got back home. And things are very rapid at work. We're doing a bunch of testing for UL, and we got to run to our test lab the very next day. So all's good, though. I'm really starting to get into the groove of work, and the boss I have is very helpful and very appreciative. So things are working out and looking up, John. Over.
Yeah, well, it's great. It's great when you have a good boss. For a good boss, you'll walk through fire, or so they say. Over.
Yeah, he's a good guy, and he definitely appreciates what I'm doing. So it does make it a lot easier. So I have an agreement with him that I'll come in and do these things. However, whenever things slow down, I'll take time off, and he agreed. So I'm taking it in trade, which will work out either way. It's a decent arrangement. So tomorrow I will be off. I still have. So recently, what has also helped was I got a phone. I got an iPhone that is my work iPhone, so I can do meetings and see my email and all this sort of stuff remotely. So they'll have a meeting later on today, and I will join that meeting through the iPhone. So it really helps me keep in touch, and communication's key, right? We know this as ham radio operators. So how's everything with you? I got a message from Yusuf. He tried another version of line with Thetis, and still was not exactly good. So I commend him for the effort. ON8EI WA3O.
Yeah, Roger on that, Mike. Very good. All copied. Good luck with the iPhone, and I take you'll still hold the Android. Now, here's a situation with the iPhone and the Android. If I send someone a video on the Android, not sometimes, it's always blurry at the start, and I've even had reports that it's blurry all the way through. So if I want to send to people with iPhones, I have to send them some sort of a file like Google Drive. Over.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I am trying to keep them both separate. So I'm keeping both. I'm carrying both. I like the Android. However, the phone that I got, they gave to me for free, and it's all my work stuff on it. And then when and if I leave, that phone becomes mine. So with the hopes that when I do leave, I can use this iPhone with SDR control and be able to run the 705, with the waterfall and everything remotely. So I have a little plan in place, John. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, good luck with that. I'll stick always with Android. I don't like Apple and their products, but I know lots of people love them, and I wish them well with that. Now, so did you see the photo of the two PTT light switches? Over.
You know what? I just am opening up my phone, and I agree with you. Yeah, I see that. That works out really well. What was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I agree. The Android, I will always have an Android, and it works very well for me. And I like the freedom of being able to install some things that, with an iPhone, you cannot install anything unless it's on their Apple, on the Apple Play or whatever you want to call it. So, but it's good for work, and it's a nice little phone, and it does keep me abreast of what's going on at work. So I'll carry both, and we'll see what happens. So very good. Well, I'll let you go work some more VKs. I'll tune around a little bit, but I wanted to harass you. I don't know if you heard when I said no. When you said Annan and you turned it back over, I said what? No Hermes light. Just funning with you. I hear more and more Hermes light, but I did hear one guy that was not. He was not happy, and he went back to his Annan, and here's why. He claimed that, and this was a VK, I was listening to him yesterday, that he just wasn't able to get a combination of, two amplifiers, one to drive his amplifier, and he was not able to get that combination, going, and I just wanted to say to the guy, just get an LD MOS with no attenuator in it, and you'll be fine. But he had just given up because just trying to get that correct combination, and I know you went through some struggles with that, so maybe that's not a good thing to do. I thought about doing that, but maybe you just. Maybe that's just not good to amplify an amplifier. An 8EI WA3O.
Oh, that two amplifier situation, that does work. I had it working, but I couldn't get. I need over 400. I need about 500. So I'm looking at the LP, and it's probably about 500, maybe 550. It did work, but that amp could only bring me up to about 350, and it wasn't enough. I knew it wasn't enough, because when I used to call, I didn't get through like I do with 550. So it does work. And the other amplifier that I was using, I still have it in the shack, was one of those RM Italies, and they're fine. But there's about 4 fans on it, and once you start driving up to about 300, just under the 350. The fans, they go crazy. Over.
Yeah, it's something that you want to mount in your trunk of your car and not worry about the fans. I can understand that. Well, that's very good. You need to keep that, John, in case you ever go mobile. If you go mobile, you can use that amplifier. That's the one problem with the LD MOS. You'd have to have 48 volts in the car or truck, and that's a little difficult. Not terrible too, but it's always nice to have a 12 volts or a 13.8 volt amplifier just in case as a backup. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I here's another thing. I have the ACOM 1000, the valve amp, and I was going to put it on the market, and as yet I haven't, and I don't really want to. Over.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's nice to have the backup. I had an Alpha 76 Charlie Alpha, the one, a 3-holer, and when I started doing the LD Moss, I let it go for very cheap, and there have been a couple times that I wish that I hadn't done that, but it is what it is, and I got many backup amps. I have not even put maybe an hour on the Mercury amp yet. It's here. It's on my Studio B, which is across from me, and I rarely use that Studio B. It's here in case, and I have the amplifier from Pittsburgh, which is my water cooled, and this is my old standby. This thing that I'm on right now is a bucket of bolts. It really has no lids, no sides, and it was really thrown together, but it works well, and it keeps on working, and I figure I'll use it until I destroy it. So, knock on wood, it's been it's gone through some serious abuse and still keeps working. So it's always good to have backups, whether they're tube or transistorized. ON8EI WA3O.
Yeah, Roger on that, Mike. Very good. Okay, just out of curiosity, now I'm on the Annan, and can you hear any difference when I'm on the Hermes? Anyone I've talked to, they don't hear the difference. It's the same mic, and I now have that really good system that the Harmonic set up with the 2 radios on the one PC. Over.
It sounds great, John, and I would not be, I'm not a real good audio person. I would not be able to tell. However, I want you to do something for me. I want you to go to Setup. Let's see, where is it? Setup, DSP, and look in your filter type. I want to know, is it linear phase? There's a sideband AM filter type, and there's an RX and a TX for the first 2 boxes. Is it linear phase or is it low latency? I'm just curious. Over.
Yeah, okay. I'm on the DSP, and I see the filter size, filter type, and windows and buffer. The latency. No, I see latency, but where am I? I'm on. Where should I look? Over.
Filter type, and the first 2 boxes under sideband AM, first 2 RX, TX. Does it say linear phase or low latency? I'm going to guess and say low latency, but just let me know what that is. I have a hunch on something.
Yeah, okay, low latency. Over.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. So there is a little bit of a distinctive audio for receive and transmit when you're on low latency. And what that is it's a tiny bit of metal sound. And the only way that I can explain it is if you've ever heard somebody that is very loud on an ICOM IC7000. They have really good audio. It's not terrible, but I just noticed it because I ran into this on receive, and it drove me crazy. So when you get lightning strikes, it almost had like a ringing, tinny sound to it. And it took me a little while. If you take that sideband AM and go from low latency to linear phase on both RX and TX in the first box, first 2 boxes, you might experiment with that. It's not a terrible, it's not a huge thing, but you may notice a little bit less almost ringing metal sound on that. And it's almost like the video you sent with the guy with the 7610 a couple days ago or something, and I asked you, was he on a rate, and you told me a 7610. And do you know what I mean, John? It's not terrible. It's just something subtle that I noticed. Over.
Yeah, okay. I've checked both of them, the RX and the TX. So now on my transmission to you, are you hearing a difference? Over.
I am. It's a little bit less tinny. Again, it's not terrible, and it makes a difference, and it makes a difference on receive. And where I notice the difference on receive is lightning strikes, like static crashes. Always had kind of this tinny sound to it, but then when I went to linear phase, it took that little edginess off. Not a big deal. You can do what you like, play with it a little bit and see, but that's what I found. And in the past, it used to always default to low latency, and I could turn mine on low latency. I don't know if you'll notice. Let me turn on my transmit to low latency. Okay, my transmit's low latency now, and it may sound different with the D104. The D104 may even make it worse, but this is low latency with the D104. This is linear phase, which is maybe a little bit smoother without any of the tinny ringing. ON8EI WA3O.
Yeah, the low latency, it brings the signal up. You sound louder, over.
Yeah, it really is just a subtle difference. I don't know that it makes that much of a difference, but play with it. And if you don't like it, you can always put it back, of course. But that's just a subtle thing. And check your Hermes light too. It takes the tinny ringing out of it. And notice on receive though, definitely for me, it almost drove me crazy when I first got my Anon that why is there this metal sound, and that fixed it all for me. So very good, John. I'll let you go. I'm going to run and grab a little drink out of the refrigerator. I'm a little parched, and I may tune around a little bit, and who knows, maybe go back to sleep or my body's just people are amazed at work because they're like, how do you function? Putting 16 hours in and coming back in the morning, and I'm like, yeah, I've just done it for so long, so it's not uncommon for me to get only a few hours of sleep and be totally functional, and take little cat naps here and there, and I'm good. So today will be interesting to see how I go about that. Maybe I'll play a little radio and stay in the house. So, like you said, a little chilly here as well. So, very good, John. Well, have a good day today, and good to hear you, and glad to run into you. ON8EI WA3O.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just a quick one, Mike. Just do the low latency and the linear. Just switch between them again. Over.
Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Linear phase. Low latency. Hello, low latency. Linear phase. Low latency. Over.
Yeah, Roger. Well, unless there's a third party listening, I prefer the low latency. Over.
Yeah, it's a preference, but for me on receive, it has to absolutely be low. It has to be linear phase because the ringing. It might be a little bit more crisper with low latency. So it's actually a preference thing. But if it ever bothered you on receive, it really bothers me on receive because with the static crashes, I noticed this ringing. But to each his own, John. That's why we have choices with our radio. Over.
Yeah, okay, very good. Well, look, I've put it back for me on TX, and I'll try with the RX. But I have to say, it is great having so many options with these radios. Over.
It's a blessing, and it can be a curse because if you get something screwed up in one of them, it's hard to figure out which one does what and get it back. So once you get it going and you're happy with it, then it's a wonderful thing to tweak things here and there. But when you're starting and you don't know what controls what, and you're checking all these boxes and you're buried, and it's a little intimidating for a lot of people. So yeah, very good. The next time you have some static crashes, which may not be till the summer, especially on like 40 meters, try the linear phase on receive at least, and see if you notice a difference. But there you go. All right, John. Take care. Have a good day, and we'll catch you later. O-N-A-D-I, WA3O.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just for the final, a guy, an Irish guy in Spain, he got the Hermes and he had it a week, but he wasn't getting on so good. But I had sent him my settings, but his problem was the mic. So he got one of the mics that I'm using now, and he's really cracked it. He's delighted with his setup. So we got another Hermes in the army of Hermes lights. Okay, Mike. Thank you very much for calling me. Great to hear you. Have a nice day. Greetings to the lady of the house and the four-legged friends. So I'm waiting for the lady of the house to call me, and then we'll probably go out and I'll play taxi. Till the next time, Mike. Take care. Whiskey Alpha 3 Ocean, Oscar November 8 Echo India. Bye from Belgium, Mike. Over.
Yeah, very good, John. Well, one last comment, and I'll let you go. I listen a lot, like you do. W4WNT, who he's helped with a lot of the software stuff. He did the Amazio or whatever that's called, so people don't have to use SVAC. And he's really in tune with Apache Labs and all this. And he bought a Hermes light. He hasn't got it going yet, but he has two G2s, and he has a 7000, like you do. And he's very, very particular. And he said that the G2s cannot ever hold a candle to the 7000. So don't ever get rid of your 7000. The G2s are just not up to par. And once he gets the Hermes light, he'll be amazed, and he probably won't tell everything, but we'll see. He has a RF kit amplifier that has only a 3 dB pad in it, so 5 watts will get him too much power out of the RF kit. So it'll be interesting what he says and thinks. He's totally disarrayed with how Apache Labs has messed up a lot of business transactions. His was one of them, and he's totally lost interest of ever buying a radio or suggesting anybody buy a radio from Apache Labs with all the shenanigans that goes on there. Giving them their money and waiting for several years and things like this. So, all right. All the best, Sean. Have a good day being a taxi cab driver. Be safe out there, and we'll catch you later. O-N-A-D-I-WA3O. Cheers.
Yeah, Roger, and just quickly, what was his call sign again? Over.
W4WNT. Brian. He's always on 138. However, you may not hear him. He has a 6-element wire beam at 200 feet, and I think it's pointed towards Australia. And he's only on 40 meters, so you would have to listen to him. Let's see, in about an hour. Yeah, in about an hour from now on 7.138. He gets on with Dr. Peter, who is the guy that bought all the JK antennas and all this. I listen to them because, when I go into work early in the morning, they're the ones that are up and they're talking. And Brian is very, very knowledgeable with Apache Lab stuff, and he's definitely disenchanted with their business ways. But if you get a chance on an SDR, listen in about an hour and a half from now on 7.138. Good guy, really good guy. Interesting to listen to. Very good audio, of course, and well spoken. So great guy. I've worked with him many times. Really super guy. All right, WA3O.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Well, I will listen to him. I can also listen to him when I'm in the car waiting for the lady at the house. So good. Thank you for that tip. Okay, I'll leave you this frequency. Maybe there's someone in Europe that wants to call in and say hello. So greetings to you, and we keep in touch. Whiskey Alpha 3 Ocean, Oscar November 8 Echo India. And if I knew now, then I would have just got the Hermes Light. Bye-bye, Mike.
Yeah, I know what you mean, John. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.
Oscar Hotel 6, Golf Hotel India.
Well, I wonder if you're calling me Oscar Hotel 6 Golf Hotel India, I think. I didn't write it down. Whiskey Alpha 3 Oscar. My name is Mike, and the QTH here is in the northern panhandle of West Virginia. You're about a 5 and 9. Over.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. 5 and 9. Beautiful audio. West Coast, Finland. West Coast, Finland. And the handle Peter, Papa Echo Tango Echo Romeo. From Oscar Hotel 6, Golf Hotel India. QSL?
Yeah, QSL, Peter. Well, thank you very much, and very, very good morning to you. It's very early in the morning here, and I just happened to get up and hear my buddy John in there, so I had to get in and get a QRM and running a little Hermes Light, little QRP radio. The microphone here is just D104, the head of the D104 into the little SDR radio. And that is driving a homebrew water-cooled LD-MOS amplifier to just a tad bit over 1 kilowatt. 1 kilowatt antenna here is an OptiBeam OB12-6, and it's at about 16 meters pointed in your direction. So 2 elements active for this band. Wonder what you're running, Peter. 086 DHI WA3O. Back to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. First of all, congratulations to your setup. Wonderful setup, working excellent. Of course, you put down a lot of work into the station, and it shows off. So, excellent audio, strong signal. Myself, I'm on the other end of the spectrum. Just a random wire outside my apartment window, 7 meters over ground. Not allowed to have any antennas, just this sneaky little wire. And the rig ICOM 756 Pro 3, just running barefoot. So not much of station here in my end, Mike. Well, it is what it is. Has been a snow visit yesterday, calming down now. We had heavy winds and snow yesterday and the day before. But now it seems to have calmed down slightly. I have around 10 centimeters of snow on the ground, -4, -5 or so. WA3O, 086 CHI, over that.
Yeah, very good, Peter. Well, it's doing a fantastic job for just a piece of wire and 100 watts, I guess, and barefoot. I'm looking at your QRZ page. It looks like you had a Yagi at one time, and maybe you had to move into apartment as you get older and no longer big antennas. But that's okay as long as you can get on and use what you can. So very good on you, and good to catch you on the band here. I think for the first time, Peter. I'm gonna run off here, Peter. I'm gonna go grab something to drink. I'm a little parched. I got up and I need a little liquid refreshment. So I'll let you go. Take care. Thanks for calling in, and maybe we'll catch you on another band someday, Peter. Take care. 086 DHI WA3O.
Yeah, Roger, Mike. Thank you very much for picking me up. Thank you for your patience. All the best to you and loved ones. God bless and take care. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Cheers. All the best. Bye-bye.